Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, Cash's map 1, and now we're going to head into map 2, which is Overpass between Gambit and NiP. It's the third game of the day. There's still a whole nother best of 3 to come, but honestly, what a crazy game that was.
Yeah, it was a bit wild. Big first half from NiP, obviously, falling off. Gambit with an incredible comeback. You don't see that too frequently. That's not an easy thing to do, come back from 2 to 13. Regardless, going into Overpass, this is one of the maps that really established Gambit as a competitive team. This is one of the maps that's always been very good to them throughout their rise throughout the year. This and Cobble were like the big two. So you'd imagine that this is going to be, pretty tough for NiP to get behind, but with the way that they've stayed poised, with kind of like the tactical, mindset that they've come into some of these games, wouldn't be surprising to make this competitive.
It's looking a bit shaky in that second half once they got to the other side, but still...
Yeah, the CT side was a bit rough, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You gotta hope that that's all in the past now, that they managed to sort of shape it up here.
Wipe it off their memory.
Yeah, because obviously they want to finish this 2-0. I don't think they want to go and play Train as the last map.
No, probably not. I don't think that'd be a great idea to go to a third map. You obviously want to just finish in 2. But still, it's not all going to be up to them. And this is, I think, the scary thing for NiP. The scariest thing, I guess, perhaps, would be the fact that Mo has been so impactful with the AWP. He's been so good early on in this tournament. I know they haven't really played a whole lot of matches, but still, getting 30 kills there on that first map of the series. And then you go to a map like Overpass where the Opera can dictate so much, depending on how well he's playing over towards bathrooms and being mobile, towards catwalk, towards sandbags. I mean, and then all the different things that an Opera can do on this map to dictate the way the game is played.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I really am, and I also, I just want to see if NiP have come up with anything, or I think especially Threat has come up with anything fun, because Overpass is one of those maps that just has a lot of potential, and I would say much of it unexplored still. It's especially because of the lack of skyboxes, that you can just do so many things with grenades, and I think people are sort of slowly working on it, but Threat is one of those people that's really quite brilliant when it comes to that stuff.
It's not only the nades, but it's the fact that if a terrorist team can gain control of that stairwell, you have such a fast passageway between each of the bomb sites, so you can really manipulate, feigning attack towards one site and going towards the other, and all the different things you can do with that, getting between the bomb sites so quickly. And if you're a tactical team, and if you're a team that has something set up, if you've gone into this with some preparation on this map, that can be such a deadly part of the map to use.
Just waiting for everyone to get underway. Some really dramatic music that we have going on. Have you noticed that?
We've been talking about this for all day yesterday. We were mentioning it once in a while. It sounded like the StarCraft 1 music. I guess someone brought that up.
Yeah, I wish it could have been I wish we could use that for Counter-Strike, sort of cooldowns here, because that music is great.
That would be pretty sick. Like the futuristic.
Yeah. It's like the weird sort of rock music, and it's just very good. I really enjoyed that. Do you think Gambit are going to pull away with this? Do you see a 3-mapper? Everyone seemed to be saying that.
I think we'll see a 3-map just because a map that's always been good for Gambit. I guess you just kind of have to lean on the fact that this was a map that even against tier 1 teams, even when they were kind of struggling before the major, this was a map that was always very good to them. I guess the one big X factor, and we have to go back to it. I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point, but the fact that Zeus is gone, new in-game leader, are they still going to be able to have the kind of successful T side that they need on this kind of a map without someone who brought them to this success on Overpass?
We are getting the 9th round on the way, so it can't be much longer before we actually get into the game itself. Pistol rounds on this particular map, especially when you're on the T side, you are fighting against the USP that's incredibly good at long range, and you have to deal with the idea that you have to sort of close that gap. You have to get close enough that the Glocks will actually do some work. How do you manage that?
I mean, the easy way to kind of do it is obviously to go through the underpass and then come up the stairwell and clear that out with the Glocks. Those are some close range fights that you'd like to have a Glock in over the USP. And then once you get to the top, I mean, there's a couple places where you can get picked off, but at least you're closer to bathrooms. You're not having to run that gauntlet or anything like that. The tough part about it is, yeah, the USP is better at the range, but also there's so many places on this map where you can just take 1 or 2 shots and then fall back and get a new angle and have 1 or 2 shots and then fall back again and have a couple more. And you can do all this pretty safely, all things considered. That's one of the reasons why Alpers are so effective as well. Regardless, Dren getting some aggression. He gets a nade for his trouble. He's got armor, so it doesn't take him down too low, but he's half HP, and he's sticking around far too long. He's actually staying to fight this, and NiP, maybe they just thought it was so insane of him that he had to have had a cover. It had to have been a trap, but they didn't go for too much of a punish there.
Well, Draken is over here by himself, but with the rest of the NiP squad lingering around long, it's one of the positions where they actually can close the gap, especially with one good smoke here to block off Adren. Bit of a fight here. Draken getting close to Hobbit. That Glock still got the bullets in it, and he's trying to fall back. Hobbit gonna win the fight eventually. That's a good start, and there's the smoke now. Adren, he's just guessing at this point, but this is exactly why you'd want the smoke. Now they can get closer. And Adren, is he going to call for any kind of backup here? Someone's coming in, and there's also a huge flank coming through. I think Fitch is about to be shooting in the back. Right now, Gambit have an enormous amount of control on this map, and Adren just falling back. He doesn't need to die right now. This is absolutely brilliant play. There's Mo, there's Adren, and now they're going to pounce on the NiP squad. They've lured them onto the bomb site, and it's just one big kill zone. Get Right goes down, and Gambit with just a great first round.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That battle that Hobbit wins is so critical because he sees there's no one else in the B bomb site, sees there's no one even nearby. That allows the fast flank from both Mo coming upstairs, Fitch coming through playground, but also it allows, you know, I think it was Adren and Doja as the two initial defenders of that A bomb site to just play back in those choke points, because they know at that point the only way NiP can succeed is by pushing those choke points and getting those kills, so they can just play it very, very safe. NiP, not even a plant. They're going to go for the buy in the second round. Deagles and CZs, and there's two quick kills. Talk about the range of Glocks. The range of those SMGs is not the most impressive in that round.
Gambit, this isn't how you want to start off the second round.
No, that was a bit mad, wasn't it?
Just lost in overtime. You want to make sure that you continue on. Rez gets one. He can't quite get out the CZ, but Forrest is there to execute Doja, and now Adren, 1 versus 4. It's all gone horribly wrong here for Gambit.
It's gone terrible. That peek down those stairs, not advisable. I mean, that's just like overwhelming aggression. They committed to that fight right off the bat as well. So nice job by NiP to punish that with the Deagles, with the P250. And Adren, I guess all you can really do here is save this Fama. So NiP returned the favor right back in the second round.
With the bomb down. It's really just a question of trying to find Adren here. They've got at least Draken and Get Right that could potentially try and go for it. Maybe just get that FAMAS away from them. But if you're Gambit right now, you've got to be just very upset that this turned out this way. Is there anything you could do? I mean, for the upcoming round, should Gambit force it back and try and see if they could fight NiP right away, or is that too big of a risk?
I think they could. I think we'll actually see him do it, especially if Adren keeps this FAMAS, because Mo's got 1200 right now, so he could, I think he'll be able to get a scout if he wants to, or they could drop one over. I mean, it's still early on. We see teams go back and forth like this in these fights early on, like the economic struggle to gain that control. Teams love to take that battle because it's such a critical fight to win early on and to sustain. Tough part is if you lose it as the CT team, as we see, you know, in like we saw in Cash, like what happens when you just have no economy throughout the early stages of this half, and they're going to go for that buy. So if NiP are going to win here, if they're able to actually overcome this, they're going to have a big advantage, at least in the early stages of this first half.
Long range to use that scout. We were frowning at the scout when we were on Cash, sort of saying, yeah, well, you know, but on this map, you've got a lot of chances to use it.
Yeah, also we're frowning in the context of he's kept it into the
yes.
fourth round.
That's very true. We'll see Mo back here already. Rez softened up in case anyone was going to come through, but that's a great headshot to close out that fight. Real shame. If Mo could have kept repositioning himself, if he just does, you know, a bit of damage to 2 or 3 players there on NiP, then the CZ 75 is going to be so much more effective. This Fitch trying to hunt one down, but now he's reloading in the face of Rez, and that just won't work out. Great grenade, though.
That's so sick from Adren. That's his flashbang as well that he throws to allow Fitch to even make that play, blinding 2 players. Rez could not recover in time to save his teammate, and the follow-up nade by Adren does the work. NiP still going to follow this up. 2 players towards long. The bomb is all on its own at Party.
A bit of a shame that they couldn't bring the scout with him back, but obviously Adren already had the FAMAS, so it's still stuck up there. 30 seconds means Gambit should be able to realize that probably here's where the push is going to be. Doja still has a grenade and he's up here, so maybe they could set something up. The smokers up, and Get Right has managed to sneak his way through. That's incredibly cheeky, and Doja is now in a world of trouble. 3 players on the other side. He's got the C-set 75 and he's going to pick down 1. Goes for the second and nearly gets get right. He's on 2 health and Hobbit comes charging through the smoke here. 8 seconds. He's hiding right in it. He's going to get the one, but Forest just enough time for the kill. 3 seconds here. And it will be NiP barely winning the round.
That's a pretty cool timing on that smoke that NiP throws along, because Get Right's already so close up that when that smoke plumes, we saw it in the pistol. It's normally used to let you walk up behind it and get close before you explode through, but since Get Right's already there, he used it as a lurk. And I think Adren kind of got caught out by the fact he's saying, all right, that smoke just plumes now. It's going to take them 3-4 seconds before they get close. I'll just check elsewhere, and then Get Right blowing up through it is just something Adren didn't expect whatsoever. So NiP playing with the timing of those smokes and those hits pretty well. Now for a pop flash aggression towards Fountain, but the MAC-10's already cleared out the B bomb site. When does the bomb follow it up? Probably not ever, because NiP's more than happy to take these shots at range.
Yeah, I mean, they were winning the fight, right? I think even Rez or Exist was it that almost killed Fitch immediately when they pushed up. So that's just unfortunate here. Mo gonna be going down. Quick peek from Forest right in his face. And this is it. NiP surviving with 5 members alive. 3-1 as the scoreline here. And NiP looking very good at the moment.
Now, here's going to be the result, going back to that buy from Gambit to kind of take that economic battle early on that you kind of question and ask if that's a good idea. This is where the struggle comes in, because you're going to see the buys kind of filter in slowly. Hobbit's got no nades. Mo has 1 flash. Fitch obviously 1 smoke. I mean, there's no kits as well. There's no AWP out. I mean, if you don't do that buy, if you don't invest everything with the armor and the CZs, you're able to have a much better buy here. So another round, Gambit hasn't been able to have a full buy. Flashbang's a little bit late, and Hobbit's blinded up. Get Right gets 2 entries, and the B bomb site is open. Adren trying to hold him off as long as possible.
But a change of pace here for NiP. Right in the bomb site. Get Right again. That's the 3rd kill of the round for him. And Draken finally goes down, but Fitch, there's no other choice than just leaving.
Yeah.
That was actually very hard to watch. Was it Hobbit that was right on the ramp there?
Yeah.
So he actually sees the shadow of the first player in, and as you said, the flashbang was just 1 second too late. You know, otherwise he would have seen the shadow. He could have, you know, he knew that they were there, so it would have been almost perfect.
Yeah, it's awkward timing for it, because he sees the shadow, so he starts swinging out a little bit to commit to that fight. I think obviously, if that goes a little bit better, if he doesn't see that shadow, he turns from that flashbang, and then he probably gets 1 to 2 kills.
Yeah.
Either way, Get Right comes in with the save. Huge entries from him. He gets 2 initial kills, adds a 3rd onto it also.
Could be a 4th.
Could be a 4th.
He's over there if Fitch doesn't...
turns around.
Yeah. Is he going to be able to spot it? Fitch is just hiding, hoping for the very best, and Get Right gets it in the last 3 seconds of the round there. 4-1. Nothing is saved. And Gambit, are they having flashbacks right now?
They could be. This is very much so. Maybe not quite yet at 4-1. I think they'll still have the confidence, but I think the flashbacks are probably of having a situation where you can just never get a good buy coming in.
Yeah.
It's going to be another time. I mean, they won the pistol as well. I mean, a pretty convincing pistol round from them also. A little bit of heartbreak here. All the while, the money is growing for NiP, especially with that MAC-10 on Draken. He's being highly aggressive with it. He's still just rushing forward. 3 players along, a pretty good stack from the Gambit side of things. I don't know if they'll be able to get much more as Draken circles around this pop flash, though. Doja's got a turn from it, and not quite. Doesn't quite get there.
Long range with the MAC-10. Fitch, there's the AK right in front. He knows it. Actually, that's a great shot with the C-set 75. In the end of the day, it will be NiP winning 5-1 here. And Gambit now. There's the AWP from Mo. We were hyping that up quite a bit. It's time for him to really have an impact, isn't it? Yeah,
he's got to take over this game, at least early on. He's got to get him, because this with the AWP on this map, if you can get those 1 to 2 picks, then you kind of ensure that you can have a pretty solid win and a safe round to be able to build up some money and have some security in your economy for a CT side. That's what they need out of him. This is a lot of players over towards B for Gambit as well. Mo heading there, Adren, Hobbit, and Doja all initially just to stop any kind of fast play. They're rotating back now. But that gives up some of the advanced aggressive positions that Mo can play with the op-in towards bathrooms as an opper.
Not a lot of information except for Fitch, who's pushed up quite far, which is nice, but he also doesn't have any backup, so if he gets into an extended fight here, it might be a bit tricky. Mo's finally moved up behind him, but you could tell that Gambit they love some information about what's happening on this side of the map, and right now they're not getting very much of it.
Yeah, right. Trying to take over bathrooms, and that's a huge duel to win. Big kill coming out. Adren's going to take up the position, try and catch him off guard. And I don't think he did it quite yet. He gets the kill, but he doesn't catch him off guard. He's brought down so low, so still big advantage for NiP. All the meanwhile, they're moving up long, about to split this A bomb site.
Forrest will take care of Adren. Mo in trouble. They got the AWP and dropping the bomb quite deep in the bomb side. A second kill coming in from Mo. That's what you want to see, and he's still by the truck waiting. Backup is coming in quick as well from Doja. And now they've got the bomb drop, and he saw it as well with 30 seconds here. NiP have got to make a move of some sort. He's repositioned himself, but he's just, still going to get the flick on Forrest. It looked like he was looking the wrong way. And now Draken has got to be very worried. He's picked up the bomb, yes, but as soon as he goes to plant it inside the smoke, they're going to be on him. He said it. Mo to pick up. Yeah, just 3 kills in the round. That's all they needed.
Yeah, great work at the truck as well, just isolating his opponents and then hiding in cover, not overextending. You could see the AWPer from NiP. I think Draken obviously had the angle at long. He wanted. He was waiting for this peak, the swing to the left there, but Mo, wise decision, goes to the right. Makes sure that AWPer is just never going to get a chance into the action. I thought Forrest was going to see him. He just looks the wrong way at the wrong time, I guess. 2-5. Solid performance, but you have to say, I mean, again, that defense crumbled. NiP just ate it alive. If it wasn't for Mo, they wouldn't be winning that round.
Well, definitely worth the investment into that AWP. 8th round is coming up here. And even winning the round, Gambit, and that's the problem losing 3 players. They don't have everything they'd want. That UMP on Hobbit is certainly one indication that things haven't quite worked out. So NiP in position to crush the economy. That's what happened on Cash. Every time Gambit had a chance to put rounds together, they got denied, and that can't happen again.
No, it can't, especially losing the 3 players the way they did. Big kill for Mo here. Pop flash comes out, half blind, but it's just enough. Throws him off, and Fitch is still aggressive in these bathrooms. This is where Get Right picked him off earlier. Forcing him back.
Really nice grenade use here from NiP. Just, again, you want that forward bathroom position just so you know what's happening on the map, and they keep denying it. Hobbit in a lot of trouble, but he actually hits the headshot on Rez. The grenade follow-up Rez. It's going to explode, and Hobbit burning quite low. Get Right on the other side. Surely going to be a kill here, so at least that much is done. But that's annoying to a UMP.
Critical kill, though. Don't let him get away. Make sure it's a 4-on-4, and also you establish some danger over towards the B bomb site. You can see the defense is a little bit split, and they'll have to make a decision. Mo playing far back, so we'll have a quick rotate over towards the B site, and that's where it looks like there's going to be a hit. 2 Molotovs, 1 smoke, couple of flashbangs, and here it comes. Doja and Adren, a lot of work to do.
Smokes again, making it difficult. Get Right sneaking through the smoke, but Adren was there. Now he's on top of the box, trying to see if he can fall back. There's only 10 seconds here, but Forrest exists, coming in with 2 big headshots. Exist, closing out, and Fitch to go down to Draken. It was looking great. What's happening,
That
Moses?
just happened so quick, doesn't it? Just 6 shots. Dren gets that kill on Get Right, but from there, all of NiP is ready for anyone to come up that ramp from the water. Beautiful stuff. That's Doja and Forrest grabbing Adren, and then Mo just missing a shot at the wrong moment out in the open.
Like, as soon as Adren gets Get Right through the smoke, you think, that's
Surely
it.
it's over, yeah.
Mostly because there was only 10 seconds left. So how are they going to put the bomb down if both of them are holding the ramp?
That's the thing. It might have been a little bit overeager. You could maybe play that a little bit patiently. I mean, you can question it as much as you want, but you do have to say phenomenal shots from both Forrest and Exist to eliminate Doja and Adren, who were the main aggressors as that bomb was being planted. That's really nice stuff. And here again, we have another force buy. 2-6. Gambit know they're going to be in a double save territory, but this is still another way that they're just going to hinder their economy moving forward.
Fitch is close, and Rez will be going down. C75 seeing a return in the Counter-Strike world, which is interesting. Just like in Jenga, Moses, when it's down to the wire, you've got to be careful about what you do. You've got to keep the focus.
Do you think the players are just having like some PTSD, like, oh, the CZ's been gone for so long, we've had such a good time without it, and now it's back?
What I want now is I want JW to realize this is his time to make the full comeback, you know? This is where it happens.
All the pieces are in place?
Yeah. Him and Flusher both, right? Flusher with the C7 was absolutely absurd.
Smiths as well could make a comeback.
No. Why are we always doing this?
Don't say we.
Listen,
That one was all you.
you lined it up for me. You know what you were doing.
Either way, this is NiP picking him apart. Looked a little dangerous when Fitch gets that kill and stays alive afterwards, but NiP's found a way to get a couple. Deagle airs a kill, nicely done. Exist was low, and there's still more. They've been tagged up, and now the CZs are coming in again. Again, 10 seconds left. What a shot from Doja. That's it. Gambit converges on the B bomb site, and it's all over for NiP.
It actually looked like he stuck the Deagle in his mouth at the last shot. It's very serious. Doja making it personal all of a sudden. These are some strange rounds, right? Because the last one, it looked like Gambit probably should have won, and this one, NiP definitely should have won. And they just didn't, so...
Very cautious was NiP in that round.
Yeah.
The anti-eco.
Well, so this is the difference right now between the pattern that we saw on Cash, right? Because this is the round that otherwise would have really made Gambit's life hard in terms of the economic game. Now, they've sort of been lend a hand a bit, and there's a chance they could even break NiP's economy, and there's Doja taking down Exist, and Forest comes charging through to drop Doja in return. Still, big advantage here for Gambit.
Yeah, but just going for that equalizer and then dipping out again. So 4-on-4, Force is brought low, but at least they don't concede the man advantage over to Gambit. Fitch is still playing. I mean, he's played pretty much the same spot in these bathrooms almost every single round, at least early on in them, and at the moment he's got no information. No, that's a nice shot from Mo.
Just reading it in itself is really important.
I mean, the nice thing is he's got two teammates at that B bomb site, right? So you can kind of just take your eyes off the choke points and say, just in case they boost.
Yeah, I really like that. And Fitch was actually, I don't know if you noticed this, but on Cash, he was playing alone on B, and he's playing alone here towards the restrooms a lot. So it seems like maybe that's just the amount of confidence they have in him as a new player on the team. That's a lot.
I mean, to have him playing alone in these bathrooms pretty much this entire round, that's pretty ballsy, all things considered. Such an important area of the map. And I think actually he's outplayed him this time.
He's behind the smoke. NiP probably feel like this part of the map is pretty much cleared out. And it definitely isn't. Fitch making his way in. He's gonna get the kill on Rez and following up with the spray on Draken. Great play here. And 17 seconds left. Forest will get him killed, but it's way too late here. 10 seconds, Forest should not even get close to getting a bomb down.
Yeah, he's going to go for it anyways, though. Even just one kill would be immense, and he's just going to go for the plant, which is quite nice because it forces them to kill him before the timer, because I think he still had time to get that down regardless. 4-6, and nothing kind of fixes your economic woes as winning an eco round Gambit. They don't have to worry about that whatsoever anymore. They're not sweating at all.
Yeah, this is definitely a different pattern from the one we're seeing on Cash. 6-4. In terms of the balance here, how many rounds do you think Gambit need before they can start to say, we did a good job in the first half?
I don't think, especially after the way we saw the first map played out, I don't think anyone's thinking about, you know, some kind of number of rounds that they need. Obviously, I mean, as a player, it's always you get as many as humanly possible, and you just, I mean, the theory is you never slow down. We have seen some teams do that in the past.
Yeah. There's a nice grenade that went over into the playground area there, doing a fair bit to both Rez and Exist.
Gambit's utility usage, even on Cash, we saw it a number of times. It's been great at the early stages of these rounds. Very, very nice at just softening up a couple of opponents here and there.
Yeah, I think it's especially nice. I mean, it's good on either side, but when you're playing with those M4, which they have 2 of, if you can do that damage so that you get the 3-bullet spray down instead of the 4-bullet spray down, definitely helps you out a bit in some of these battles. There's Fitch being traded very early on, but Mo is back here, and I'd be careful about jumping against him. He seems to be on point. And he's sort of pre-aiming it, thinking maybe.
And the tough part is, you know, obviously the counter to that is drop that smoke that you've done a couple times in this half right at the end there and just back up behind it, or just kind of use it to keep their attention away. They've only got 1 smoke left though. And so they've got to be sure this is how they want to use it, because after this there's nothing for those choke points, not even a Molotov, just 1 smoke, 1 flashbang on Rez.
Yeah, and it goes deep, you called it. Gonna be forcing Mo all the way back. Hobbit though, not far away. Doja is already on the bomb site itself, so... Oh, sorry, Adren is. So it's gonna be tricky here, I think, for NiP to make a breakthrough. With only 20 seconds left, they need a really strong opening kill, and preferably 2 of them. It's a 4-on-4, yes, and there's Adren gone down, but Mo is still on the bomb site. He gets one, nearly a second. The bomb is being planted, and you can't shoot through the box, at least not in that direction. So with the kill on Hobbit too, Doja and Mo Can they steal this dream away from NiP? If they win this round, the Swedes, they're suddenly looking very good. This res going down. Refrag coming in from Draken, and Mo swapping out for the M4 instead. Doesn't want the AWP any longer. He's got a bit of time here with the kit still in play, but NiP are trying their best to hide and just stay hidden. Draken goes with the kill, and he's going to get the triple. It will be a 7th round here for NiP, so that's actually quite remarkable. I didn't think they'd make it through that.
Well, I mean, it starts with that beautiful hit on the player who's playing in the corner right by the truck, and I think the other big thing to take note is because Mo has the AWP, he's obviously playing a little bit deeper into the choke point, so as soon as his teammate goes down, he can't really take the risk of those wider peaks because he's got to wait for his backup to come, and while they were close enough to have very quick rotations, they just get beat there by NiP. So great call, taking advantage a little bit of that setup that was running at the A bomb site. And that's tough for Gambit. We just talked about they were starting to build up that bank. It was starting to look good. And just in the last buy that they could have afforded, NiP take it away from them. So still an AWP on Mo, which is quite nice. But now they're the ones light on utility. They're the one with 2 pistols, no kits. Control in this match is just going back and forth.
The money, especially for Gambit here. So scary when you see how little they have. Mo on the AWP. He's very defensive. I mean, would you have preferred him to go and be active with the AWP when they have this little?
I would have liked to have seen at least like one attempt at a peek. That could have been a dicey situation. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more, but I think it's not bad what they're doing because they do have like a rifle. They do have a Dren who has the M4. They do have a UMP, so you can always put one of those weaker weapons a little bit close up to help. Oh, that's sick! Can't argue with how they use him there.
No, that's absolutely magnificent. Fitch is waiting on the other side and hearing the jump from Get Right. Is anyone going to be able to flash him in? That would be perfect if someone could, but he actually has the only flashbang himself here on Gambit. They're otherwise completely out of grenades. Close range. He's going to see the shadow first. Goes for the fight. Takes down Get Right and almost gets the 2nd kill on Forest. That would have been it. Draken to take down a Dren though, and now Hobbit long range with the P250 going to be dropping down. Exist fire down to 1 health. And that might have been enough here. Draken on the bomb site with 9 seconds, and the bomb is miles away. He can't win the round. He's going to go and hide in the corner instead. And Gambit win it back with nearly nothing. Incredible.
I mean, a great shot from Mo, obviously, but Fitch, I mean, even pushing up, Get Right doesn't clear the corner properly, and the extra dink onto Forest. That's why the CZ is such a nightmare. Quick first kill, and you're even getting massive damage done onto the 2nd guy. Adren playing while he's eating. How do you feel about that?
I think it's all right. You know, got to keep the energy up.
Okay.
I don't know. I obviously don't know what he's eating.
Yeah.
That would be the next level of research, right?
I guess that's the critical question in such a situation. Okay. Draken with the AWP. This is a bit different. Even in the Molotov, just goes for a quick flick, and he eats a lot. I don't know if that was worth it. That nade adding in at the end is a bit brutal.
Definitely makes his life more difficult. Hobbit hoping to catch a glimpse of anyone. Bit of information if you see that door being open. That's always a good giveaway. But 7-5 here. This could be Gambit jumping from, I guess, being quite far behind to actually finishing the half almost 8-7 here. That's what's on the board because NiP are just flat broke if they lose this round.
Yeah, this has been very tough for NiP. They've had a lot of rounds where they're playing it so slow and so cautious. We've seen a lot of times where a couple where they've gone into B. The last round they just played that Gambit won was down to 10 seconds as well going in towards A. 3 or 4 rounds they've really let the clock run down, which kind of it almost prevents you from being able to win in clutch situations because you don't have a lot of time to play with. You don't have a lot of time to kind of make something happen.
Hiding at the edge, Get Right causing a lot of distraction down here. Forest getting a kill. Just look at how annoying Get Right is right now. Exist gets one on the other side as well, taking down Mo. Even though Get Right got no kills, we have to give him a lot of credit for what he just did in the B-bomb side.
He pulled 3 players over. All 3 players still alive for Gambit, but it's Dren. Opening kill onto Exist is going to even things up. Draken with the AWP is watching the flank. He's not involved, and he has to get there now. Forest needs that kill, and it's a Dren who provides it. A TK as it comes down.
Oh no, that's not the best style. Draken gets one on a Dren, and now it's Dozier on the other side with the AWP. He jumps, and Draken will get it. Finishing off with a double kill. What a confusing round. I'm also wondering why Exist just sort of ran back with his back turned, not even watching.
Yeah.
Everything was weird about that round.
Yeah, there was a lot that went on. I mean, the big thing is we talked about how easy it is to fake in this map if you have control of the door over towards the B bomb site and hit the A site, how effective those can be. Get Right wins that round. That is like the definition of one of those plays that doesn't show up on the scoreboard, pulling 3 players, keeping them occupied at the B bomb site for some time. And look at the advantage. 0 kills, but off the back of that, they're poised to get 2 rounds off of that play. 4 pistols and an SMG for Gambit.
This is a bit of a nightmare once again, I think, for the Gambit team, because they must have been eyeing the same scenario. Finishing 8-7 would have been beautiful for them. Now, you've got to wonder if that's not going to be just a really big hit for them. Rez wants to go fight long. Fitch again is close with the CZ, and he's got Mo behind him. So NiP, they're playing it very carefully right now. They really don't want to let this round go too easily. Flash going to go behind, Fitch somewhere. They're going to go for the double P. That's very effective.
That is sick from Rez. 2 opening kills, controlling the recoil perfectly to drop Mo initially as well. There's still a little bit of a stack here. Dren and Hobbit playing towards the bathroom, so some danger. Obviously the SMG up close. NiP still being very slow and very cautious. We've seen a lot of that in their TF. I mentioned it just the last round. How do they want to clear this out? Get Right's first in action. He's dinked. That's the bomb down. They call it out. More dinks coming through. But I think just the overwhelming firepower of NiP is going to say, yes, you kind of gotten a little bit of danger, but easy to fight your way out of it as well.
Oh, good kill from Hobbit. But eventually, Doja is going to be zoned out here. They're coming in from every which angle and Exist.
I thought he was going to do it, Anders.
I was ready for it.
I wanted it.
I mean, would you though? Are you gonna knife the X-God? Is that not inviting just a lot of angry fans?
Yeah, but I guess there's that. Still, would have liked to have seen it.
All right.
Obviously, as a teammate, I would say never do it, but nothing tilts me more than that.
Never gonna be playing with config is what you're saying.
God no, Jesus, that even made me nervous when I was watching that live at the major qualifier last time around.
Oh man, we are headed into the 15th round here. The scoreline is 9-5 in favor of NiP. It's the second map, and NiP took the first one in overtime. This is Gambit's map pick on Overpass, and I don't know, it's not really all lost, but they're definitely struggling on their CT sides.
I mean, it just comes down to how many rounds have we seen them having to invest in pistols and armor? How many rounds have we seen them where they've been so light on nades? And you kind of throw it back to that early decision to go for the economic battle of, you know, they win the pistol, they lose the second round, and the third round they fully buy. And it doesn't seem like they've had enough time. And you think your most impactful player in this tournament so far has been Mo. How many times have you been able to keep the AWP in his hands? How many times have you been able to buy that weapon? It seems like he's had plenty of rounds where he's just not able to have it. Fitch finds an opening in the bathrooms. Able to exist out towards long.
Yeah, trying to see if he could tap it away again and get a double kill. That would have been great. Mo is fairly close in case they were going to try and rotate in, but it's actually a Dren to pick up the kill on Forest, and Mo might be put into action. He misses the chance. I think Draken was running a bit too quick with the pistol out there, and there's a Dren. Another headshot comes through, and he's looking for the third. He's down to 9 health. He's already heard a second step there. Doja getting the kill, and now it's all on Get Right. 1 versus 3. He must have realized there's a second player there, but he's only got 14 seconds. That's an absolutely incredible Molotov. Taken down by Hobbit.
That's so unfortunate. I would have loved if that bounced onto the stairs and he just ran through it on accident.
I mean, it was not that far off, was it? This is a great couple of deal kills here for Dren, and that's 6 rounds for Gambit at the end. So better than it could have been.
Yeah. It was better than it could have been. I mean, they had to battle. I mean, that was like tooth and nail for those 6 rounds. They're lucky to get away with those, I think, in my opinion. Especially considering I think they won 2 buys with the pistols, 2 force buys with the pistols, I think it was at the end.
Yeah,
which is huge. But I mean, all together, a pistol and then 2 force buys. Not the best half, but still manageable going forward. This is where the question marks come in, though, right? I mean, there's the T side when you lose your in-game leader is. You know, you can say they can just basically call the same tactics and strategies that Zeus did, but you can't replicate, you know, the decision-making in the mid-round.
No, and that's obviously part of the problem. Do you think, can you give us a resume of this first half, but in Jenga terms? Is that possible?
I think it was, it's one of those games where someone went way too early on, like, the lower tiers of the Jenga, so like the entire top is just so destabilized, like right in the first 3 rounds.
Just destabilize the structure and then...
Yeah, it's like someone took out the bottom 2 blocks on the bottom level.
Oh, wow.
So there's just that one in the middle.
All right, I like that. It's a good visual. I like it. All right, well, we'll keep that up.
You didn't think I could do it, did you?
No, I was hoping. We do have the second half coming up here, second map, and it will be NiP now on the CT side, and fairly aggressive. Forest pushing into 3 players. He's got a kiss behind him, but this might not work out so well. The Glocks just running them over in the monster tunnel, and now get right. I don't think there was any way to play that where that wasn't going to be the end result. He goes down, and Rez will take down a Dren, but it feels like it's too little too late.
It really does. That is just an unfortunate call from NiP going for the double push through Monster. Have to be some stunning shots from here from Rez and Drake, and it's just not happening. Yeah, I don't... Maybe get right. Yeah, that was just going to happen either way, wasn't it? He was getting surrounded by Hobbit as well. No matter where he was looking, that was all over. Oh, no. See, that's why you go for it. That's why you knife him. You see Doja's pulling it out now.
That would have been, I mean, especially against a, new-ish player, less experienced, playing in a big tournament, could have been what it took. There were some smileys exchanged at the end of it, though, so it's all in good fun. 9-7, Gambit picking up the pistol round, as they did in the first half, too, but they lost it immediately afterwards. Surely not this time.
Surely not. You got the scout on Draken. Yeah, famous last words.
Forest with the deagle, yes. Always got to be careful about that. But, wow.
That's unfortunate. Quick end of the round, but nice combination. Stop for the battle, put some bullets in on the nade, coming over the top to finish it off.
That actually blew him and all the balloons up at the same time.
That's pretty sick.
The party pooper. It's a Dren to go down next to Exist, and does leave it in a 4-on-4, so a bit unfortunate. Forest is pretty lethal with the deagle, but he's caught out in the open against 3 players, so that was never going to end well.
I think he just missed the timing. He obviously wanted to get over towards that headshot angle, and they just kind of beat him to the punch. They were out in the open. He couldn't make it there. Tad unfortunate. Regardless, still some work to do. Mo going a little bit, chasing a bit with his AK-47, and they've left the bomb completely alone.
Yeah, well, he gets punished for it at least, and Rez goes for the spray on Doja. Fitch, I mean, I still think they're going to be just fine. There's just too much time for them to run there, but they're losing a lot of rifles that they didn't really need to, and there's Rez with the quad kill actually to end it. They're going to be able to save 2 AK-47s. My God.
Yes, that's you don't need to go chasing on these rounds. And Gambit's learning that the hard way right now. And I mean, even leaving the bomb, imagine if Get Right had just like gone through CG spawned and just lurked into attempted a ninja. Regardless, it's a great end of the round. 2 AK-47 saved. Really, really nice job by Rez. And I would be surprised if NiP doesn't buy behind this, or at least I think they might do like yeah, they are forcing it behind it. So there's going to be 2 AKs. They're going to be a scout. So once again, some economic decisions early on in this half that can have great implications moving forward, but with 2 AK-47s, I can't really blame them.
It's always risky. We've seen what happens on the CT side when you don't have the economy, when you sort of fall into that pit, but they probably do feel pretty confident at the moment. Gambit, it's not like they have a great buy going into this round either. It's a pretty big stack on the B-bomb side, and I especially like the Get Right is just holding that grenade in his hand. He's ready to flash anyone in if they need to, or put the Molotov out. There's Hobbit getting one. Spam comes through, but Forrest only gets the 1 kill. Now, is it enough with Get Right on the bomb side? AK in hand, he's going to be going down right away. That's such a great opening for Doja, and it should be the end of it. Smokes are up, and Draken and Rez, don't know if there's anything they can do right now.
No, they got to save. Not enough damage dealt by the B defenders. Fitch taking some damage, but he's forcing them back, and now it's just, Gambit doesn't really need to chase it. Dren's already in a good spot, so fair play to him. Do whatever you want, but this other 3 players at the B bomb side, just stay alive. Don't lose any more weapons. Yes, the terrorist economy is a little bit easier to manage, but no reason to make it more difficult. I think Gambit's going to get this kill anyways and take the AK out of his hands. Just one point of criticism. I've talked about it a couple times, but and I know you touched on it in one round when Mo saved the AWP in the first half.
Yeah.
It's when you have when you have the 2 AKs, why aren't they the ones initiating the fight? Especially at that peak towards Monster, right? It feels like that's where the AK is most effective. Imagine if that's an AK peeking into a half-blind opponent instead of that CZ. That could be 1 to 2 kills instead.
It's true, and also it seems a bit weird when GetRight has the Molotov ready to sort of zone out the push that's coming in, that they don't like they have 3 men on the bomb site and all 3 end up fighting alone, right? There's nobody.
Yeah, the CZ falls and the Deagle peaks and falls.
Yeah, it's just all a bit disjointed, so that's a bit of a shame, but here's Rez again with a headshot. He's getting so many kills. I think that's his 7th kill in like 2 or 3 rounds or something. He's really stepping it up, but he gets caught trying to pull the AK back out. He wanted to smoke off the stairwell then, and there's a great return as well. Adren to take down Draken. So all that work, and they still end up throwing some of it away.
It's all right. That kill is a little bit unfortunate. They had 3 players pushed up into advanced positions from all that action that went on, and this is a big duel as well. Hobbit is the 100 HP player, and unfortunately Exist can't handle it. But they had, you know, GetRight, Forest, and Exist pretty advanced on the map. Now, it's unfortunate because they all found themselves in 1v1.
Oh, he got caught on the ladder. Otherwise, he would have been up.
But, I mean, this is also, look what can happen when you send Rez up with the AK-47 to lead the way. It gets those opening 2 kills, gives him a fighting chance. This is a sick round from Rez, coming right through the smoke as well.
Wow. Yeah, that's hard to deal with. Rez has got 20 kills right now. He's topping the scoreboard, quite a bit ahead of everybody else. And Gambit, though, 10-9 in their favor. 6 rounds away from putting us on a 3rd map here. NiP obviously want that to stop, and they just want to see if they can close this out, win it 2-0. Playing Train against someone like Mo is no fun at all, and I think Pimp was saying when we got into this. Forest, though, with a push for the smoke in Monster Tunnel to get the kill on Hobbit.
There's been a lot of aggression from the defense here. Obviously, there's mid pushes. The flashbang peaks from the pistols in the previous round for it. Just now, the pistol round as well. So NiP, Force is going to get away with one. They've taken a lot of damage, though. Force down to 41, Exist at 15. That does eliminate the B presence. So if Gambit wants to go back towards this bomb site, because GetRight is gaining so much information, he knows no one's in short, he in Forest sees no one over at Monster. This allows that 3-man stack, but Draken's under some fire. Nice job from him. The Young Guns are really playing well for NiP today on this map, and there's a second to follow up, and that takes a lot of teeth out of this Gambit attack.
My God, Draken. He's only taken 2 damage so far, and Mo hiding behind the rock out here, but they would have to fight him one at a time for this to work out. Otherwise, he's going to get blocked in. They know where he is as well. So now the whole NiP team is already on the hunt. Mo gonna put up a smoke and just hoping for a vacation inside of there.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
Nothing going on here. Just a casual smoke in the middle of nowhere.
That would have had to have been some really thick smoke for him to disappear from the world.
Yeah. Regardless, this is Draken. That's some fine shooting from the young Alper on NiP. Really good stuff from him. Back onto pistols for the majority of Gambit. 4 CZs and 1 AK-47. All tied up at 10-10.
Draken on 18 kills as well. They're doing a fine job at the moment, those two. CZ's on T side. What do you think about that?
It fits in with this match, right? And why not? Look at the running gun. Force isn't ready for it. He was all alone over there, actually. A little bit surprising, such an advanced position.
Yeah, that's quite strange. And yeah, Fitch answered our question, just jumping right in his face. That's gotta be annoying. Now that's the second AK picked up. They already had one of them at the beginning of the round, and looks like they're gonna go for the full execute. Quite a lot of grenades here. GetRight gonna peek into the tunnel, but he takes a long time with that first kill and is immediately replied upon. Mo gets that one. Fitch goes down, and Draken close with the AWP and scopes the second time. Is just gonna get down. Rez falls as well, and Gambit winning another incredibly unlikely round. They just won't give up on this best of 3.
Yeah, the CZs just, I mean, those just overwhelm him. Forrest, I mean, he was alone at the moment. That was a little bit unfortunate. But look at this, they're using him to just be so aggressive. Wrap into the bomb site, great baiting from Adren. 2 kills for him. Draken, a little bit of a mistake on that double scope, obviously. But still, NiP is going to be right back into it. They haven't run out of money just yet, but they are running low on utility. 11-10. This match has been so back and forth, and for the moment, Gambit has the advantage.
The money for NiP. Not exactly too exciting. There's no armor on Draken. Not really a problem, I think, early on, but if you are retaking, then that lack of armor is going to be a bit tricky.
Right. I mean, you're already at a disadvantage as well with the AWP, right? Like, imagine as well, just one bullet can really throw off the aim, the precision that you need for the op. And he's going to get tested here. Flashbang comes out. It misses the timing, but at least he gets away. Maybe a half second sticks around too long and he gets picked off there, but falls all the way back.
Still 3 men on the bomb site. Get Right is rotating up and Rez is playing close. He's been very good with the rifle so far, so wouldn't be surprised if he could maybe start the defense here for NiP. There's no AWP on the other side, so Mo is not going to have to find a different way if he wants to take down Drake. And 40 seconds on the clock, and I like this defense from NiP. It's a bit aggressive late in the round, but Adren with a stunning headshot. Now they're trying to follow it up. Doja taking down Rez, and it's not really working out here for NiP. Drake, and he gets 1 kill, and actually forced to pick up Adren as well. He needed more. And Mo says no, the bomb should be going down on the other side of those boxes, and Drake can't really stop that. Hobbit is waiting for Exist. It's a very smart play from Hobbit. It's a long time to be waiting. It almost paid off. It probably should have paid off, and Exist is going to go down anyway here. Draken, no armor. It's what we talked about. Now it's a big problem.
Really is, especially because he unfortunately existed in the spot that second player committing to him. I don't think Draken can go for this. No kit either. He's just got to fall away. Keep that AWP moving forward because Gambit's going to be up by 2 rounds. You need that weapon. That was a force buy. Pretty much out of money on the NiP side. Yeah, entirely out of money.
And now 12 rounds for Gambit. What do you, I mean, I kind of like the idea that when there was about 40 seconds left, that's actually when NiP sort of go to try and almost retake the restrooms. Right. Because if there is, you know, the setup here for NiP, or for Gambit is like 2 people push restrooms, 3 on long. So if you push into restrooms and kill those 2 people, then the 3 people long are just going to be shrugging and saying, well, I guess that's the round then, because now we can't do anything.
And you can't really, you also can't really fault that setup from NiP. I mean, it's a little, that first kill that Adren gets at the end of bathrooms, that's just a stunning shot. That's just a phenomenal shot from Adren.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that kind of setup can be very, very effective. So sometimes you just can't do anything if the other guy just hits something beautiful like that. There's the MAC-10, but Draken getting aggressive with the op. The only weapon they have to make any real impact, and it starts out true. Get Right can't land the shots onto Adren. And now NiP has to readjust the positioning of this AWP.
He's even bought a bit of body armor here, Draken, just to try and make himself that much more effective. Gambit don't want to overcommit in against anything. They know that it was down in B, but it's been a good 20 seconds since they saw it last, so don't throw anything away to just 1 rifle here. They're doing what they should be doing and just slowing this down and waiting for NiP to make the mistake. There's the jump in, and Draken, he actually is the forward-peeking player. He gets the kill, but 2 in return makes it a 2-on-3.
Can he continue this run, though? He's been great. He's under a lot of pressure here. There's Exist. He's waiting at the stairs, but he's been brought so low. They know exactly where he is, and Doja finds him right at the end. Would have been great for him to stay alive, but these rotations are still pretty quick for this op, so Draken can get here. Can he find this kill? This would be huge, and he just narrowly misses the head. Gonna go for another one and just narrowly misses that as well. He's trying to battle his way back into this round, but I think he's got to give it up here. 1 bullet left, and he knows more than likely he's being hunted.
Dren, it's been a real beast on this map. Some great shots being hit. Somehow they managed to circumvent each other, although that noise being made from Draken is enough that Dren realizes, and this should be no problem here. AK gutting him down. He's hiding in the corner and not in a good position. He gets dropped eventually. That's a triple kill here for Adren, who's now up to 18, leading the scoreboard on the Gambit side. And not that far behind Rez and Draken, 13-10. Gambit are looking very promising at the moment.
Finally getting some decent amount of money under their belt to where they can, you know, really feel comfortable going into the later stages of this half as well. NiP on just the pistols. That op, the aggression from the op on Draken is being successful. He's finding some kills that he's had some impact. So I don't want to see NiP go away from that. It's just this is just like the last buy they have is the next round. The last mistake they can give up.
It looks like they want to push it against Hobbit, who nearly gets caught swapping out to a grenade. It's a bit dangerous, but as soon as he's going to be able to make it back, that should be a pretty good call for the rest of the team. Sees a bit of an aggressive move there. The rest are pushing up long. I think as long as Gambit stick together in this round, they should be all right.
They really should be, unless something comes out from this Deagle on Draken. There's no armor on any of these players, so yeah, the trading should be pretty effective, and that's just a nice shot from Adren, just prepared for that. 5 on 4, and no one is really at the A bomb site. Forest is just rotating around now. Not a whole lot of danger, it seems, for Gambit at the moment.
Forest out in the middle of nowhere. We'll be turning around with the CZ-75, but Doja spotting the angle. It's not bad at all here. About to be 14 rounds for Gambit. The CZs, they're good. But right now, Gambit are just playing a solid second half here on the T side. This is probably now NiP having flashbacks to that cash map on the second half where they couldn't do anything at all.
Yeah, well, they have to make a comeback of their own, and it's not quite as big as the Gambit comeback was, so a little bit of an easier job to do. And they have not the full losing bonus, but look at this switch up. Here's the idea. Double op setup is going to come out. We haven't seen that yet in this half for NiP. Forrest is going to grab that second one, and he's been playing over towards the B bomb site, so he can be effective here.
Let's find out how this is going to unfold, because we are almost at the end of the rope here, at least for this map for NiP. Train would be the third in the siding map, and that could be very interesting. I think actually I'm sort of looking forward to that. I think that could be very fun. So part of me wants Gambit to just win this one and let's see what happens. Right,
especially seeing the opping from Draken. It's been so
yes.
It's been really fun to watch. He's been on fire as well. So him and Mo having a duel on Train would be great. A little bit of a miss there. That's a huge opportunity for Draken that he could have given his team a big advantage.
Yeah, that's we were just hyping him. That seemed like one of those shots that he probably should have hit.
Forrest is here though as well. So 2 oppers at this A bomb site, and it's Rez who's got to kind of support both of them, being like the main point of attack, playing a little bit more aggressively with that M4, trying to just help protect them if Gambit get close.
Flashbang is in. Forrest moving up. That was a 4-man flashbang. He gets the kill and even makes it back around the corner. It's a little bit of bunny jumping in the meantime. Flash comes out again, and Forrest with the second kill, taking down Doja, looking to make it a triple, and it will before he expires. So Hobbit and Mo now left 2 versus 3 here. And every time Mo is still alive, I think there just might be a chance they could turn it around. He has been so good in this best of 3 already. There's Hobbit taking down Exist now. It's a 2-on-2. Gambit still fighting in spite of everything that Forrest did. A bit of a failed flashbang coming in, and Get Right, he's in there with the lurk, but it's so far away that any mistake right now could still cost him the round. He's almost doing it. Mo turning around. He gets the kill on Get Right. And now Draken has to do it again in a 1-on-2. And he's got no grenades.
Yeah, this is just about all over, isn't it? No kit either. And now Mo's back with the angle. Yeah, this should be impossible for him to win. That's a nice flick, though. But still, with the 10-second, he's got to find Hobbit off to the left. Oh! What is that flick from Draken?
That is absolutely inhuman, isn't it? I need to see that replay more than just a couple of times. What the hell did we just see? Look at Get Right. He has no idea what just happened either.
That is so sick. He had almost no business, it feels, winning that.
I have no idea what I just saw. No,
no way.
I can't believe it. Well then, 14-11. It's been a while since we've had an inhuman reactions moment, but I think that was one of them.
I think that was one. I think I stole your chance for a sequel.
I was just glad I could see it. That was too much, wasn't it? 11-14. Draken somehow being sprinkled on some of that NiP magic.
Yeah, he's learning the ways, isn't he? That's incredible. Regardless, they very much needed it to stay in this, obviously. 11-14, still a chance to steal this map away from Gambit right at the end. Doubled up towards long.
Get Right with the UMP. 2 people in the corner. Get Right gonna get the kill, and the bomb is right there. Rez has been playing very well, but he can't follow up on that one. It's still a 3-on-3, and there's Mo again being put to work. 2 kills for him. Forrest will spray down on Hobbit. He's got to be careful. He needs some backup here. Forrest going for the fight, and he hits the headshot on a Dren. That leaves Mo now again in a 1-on-2. Very tricky to get out of this one. He's going to go for the plant once and try and fake it. He wants to make it a 1v1. And right on the other side is Exist. Mo sneaking in and looking for the kill, but the angle is so good. What a read for Exist. And that's another round, 12-14. Tell me about Forest taking that fight. The second one especially.
It's hard to criticize Forrest, right? Like in straight theory, you just say you've brought this into a 2-on-2. You don't really need to do this fight. But you know, the only thing I was thinking about when that happened was Yanko's conversation about Forrest, about how he's always so composed and he's one of those guys who's just always tapping. You never really see him really commit to like a full spray unless, you know, it's just some kind of a desperate close-up situation. But there again, even, you know, 30 HP, knows he's at a little bit of a tough angle to hit for the AKs, just tapping away and finds the headshot. Obviously, it feels a little bit uncomfortable watching him go for it.
Yeah, especially because he didn't reload. So
yeah. He got it with like what, the last like 2 or 3 bullets or something.
Yeah, you can. There is a world in which, you know, he's just 1 bullet short and then he dies, and it's a 2v1 for Exist instead. Well, Rez almost getting overrun, but the UMP just does miraculous work there for him. A triple. And again, he has been playing phenomenally. There's Draken backing him up.
I thought that was a flick with the USP, and I was about to just get up and leave.
It's we are getting close to that. Drake and Rez are both tied at 26 kills each. They are doing just so much work on this NiP team. 14-13 at the moment here. NiP getting close now. They're not there yet, but the Gambit economy is pretty much broken. So if Gambit can't win this round, then NiP might be able to do this.
It's taken so long. What a dominant second half, at least early on for the Gambit side of things. It's taken so long for NiP to get into that, and that almost felt like it should have landed.
Yeah. I'm confused.
Forrest probably is as well. Either way, regardless, it's back to the double op setup. And here's a nice play. Drake in water with 1 up, and Get Right backing him up so very well. Good trades as well. Has to fight his way back, but he's brought down to 10. That's spam from Mo. A lot of damage dealt, even on towards Exist, who could have caught a couple more bullets if he was a little unlucky.
That actually could have worked out. Draken gets him behind the sandbags eventually, but that was nearly bringing it back. Well then,
here's where it gets a little tough for Gambit now, because it's a 3-on-4 and they haven't really had presence on the other side of the map. So I mean, you can look at this position of Rez out towards long, how aggressive he's being. They're not going to know about this, and they don't really have the time or the manpower to clear everything out sufficiently. So yeah, they're just going to make, I guess they just want to make sure there's no aggression and then come back towards the B bomb site where Hobbit's gotten a kill.
So with this knowledge, Exist and Draken surely need to stay alive. Like, they need to wait until the Rez is there with a quick flank. It's easier said than done when you're Draken. He's only got 10 health, and Exist is sort of in a full committal position here. He can't really fall back to any position, so see how this works out. Goes for the peek, takes down Hobbit. That's good play, and then the flashbang is in. Rez gets the kill, and there's Exist to close out the round. NiP tying up the scoreline at 14-14. It is getting very close now, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe what we're seeing here. One thing is we could have another overtime, but also could just be the full return for NiP after having a pretty miserable second half.
Right, it was 4 rounds I think for Gambit, and then 1 NiP win, and then 4 more rounds straight for Gambit, and now NiP's finally kind of caught onto it. So yeah, I mentioned it had to be a comeback. It was 10-14 at one point, and then it even looked like it was going to be 10-15 until that phenomenal flick shot, the 1v2 from Draken. Absolutely disgusting, has put him right back into this game. NiP on the verge of stealing this from the clutches of defeat, and this is nothing subtle about this. Full execute towards the B bomb site.
They're running right in there, and it feels like this is the perfect call. They've got every single smoke down. NiP can't see a single thing. Exist still gonna find a kill, but that was through the smoke. Fitch trying to sneak in there. Bomb is down, and we're talking about a full retake here for NiP. Now, this is very doable with the amount of rifles they have and also some of these grenades, but the boost up for Hobbit, are they going to expect it? He's got the UMP. Get right with a kill on Doja. Hobbit, this has better be big. He's going to go for the peek. Takes one. He can't get rid of Forrest. Otherwise, maybe that would have been it, but the retake is in, and it's NiP at 15 rounds. Oh my God, Moses, what are we witnessing here?
That was sick. I really like the idea of that boost. It had to happen. A little bit fortunate for NiP. I don't think they were expecting a full execute, obviously, because the positions were so passive from them. They're very lucky to get not only that kill from Exist, but the damage onto Doja. And the reason why that's so important is because Doja's playing in water, and that's like the most critical position at that B bomb site to hold off a retake. You have to control it as a terrorist, especially in a 5-on-5. And once the damage is done, it's just an easy cleanup kill for Get Right. Even with Hobbit boosted, the reaction from Forrest is perfect. They may just be doing it. That plan is going to help out make this a stronger buy.
Oh, my mind is blown. Didn't work last time for Drake, but this time he does take down Fitch with that aggressive play, and smartly, he is going to fall all the way back here. 4 more kills for NiP, and they will have made a really good comeback here, but Doja taking down Drake, and that is a great job.
Caution to the wind as well, coming through the smoke, a little bit surprising, is able to punish the Opper. Very, very critical to do that. Now, there are plenty of smokes for whatever Gambit might want to do. The thing they're missing is flashbangs. They can't really blind anyone. They only have 1, and it's on Doja. So it's got to be, you know, the God Flash, you would say.
Get right. They're actually rotating this way. If Doja goes down, the rest of this rotation is not looking all that great. He's been caught. Hobbit and Mo, they might have a path to the B bomb side, but what about Get Right?
This is so sick. I mean, he just kind of takes an educated guess. A little bit of a risk and opens up the door, gets in there, is able to cut off the middle of the map.
Oh, and Forrest is right on the edge, on the other side of the pillar, trying to get onto the side is Hobbit and Mo. And Adren is there to help. That's a nice shot for Mo. Taking down Forrest. Get Right falls to Adren. And now we're edging into overtime. Rez and Exist, they're far away from the bomb as it goes down. I mean, really far away. It's going to be at least 10 seconds or something before they're even close to taking this fight. So right now, Gambit have got everything working for them. It would be something of a miracle if they could win this 2 versus 3. Exist opening up the door so they know exactly where he is, and there's 2 people waiting for him. Hobbit is there looking in as well. Adren with an easy shot, and now Rez. He's got a smoke and a kit. That's about the best bet right now. Get a kill and try and smoke defuse. Goes for the fight, takes down Mo, almost gets the transfer in. He's gonna smoke it up. It blooms right in front. 3 seconds, and Hobbit is there, and we're in overtime again for the second map here. Unbelievable, isn't it? NiP and Gambit just giving us our money's worth right now.
They really are. That's so sick. What a play from NiP to come back 4 rounds down. I even had map point. Little unfortunate, but the big takeaway is the young players. Rez and Drake are having just absolutely phenomenal games for NiP. They've got to be very pleased with how they're performing. Obviously, the big clutch is something. You can see a little bit of a quick break before the overtime.
Bathroom break, I believe.
Yes.
Which is important. In Counter-Strike, in Jenga too, if a Jenga game goes really long, you're going to have to, you know, hold on for a bit. We're getting everything out of this.
As we said, in the future, you're going to realize why Anders is talking about Jenga. It's probably not going to be funny.
Definitely won't be.
But you will find out.
But there is a point to it. I haven't just lost my mind. I will say this. I think it's time that Jenga makes a return into sort of the mainstream.
Would you cast a Jenga tournament?
I would, but as I said, I think Jenga could be up there. I think what we need is smart Jenga. Where,
yeah, you were talking about something crazy with like a phone app.
Yeah, so every block, it syncs with your phone, and then you can have like all the Jenga statistics of like, you know, whose turn it is and who's the one to knock it over, and maybe you could even do like international tournaments.
Yeah,
like,
I've always found it pretty difficult to keep track of whose turn it is during.
That's what I mean.
Standard friendly board games.
That's what I mean. So I think there's room for like a revolution in that game.
Yeah, certainly could be. Maybe
augmented reality or virtual reality Jenga or something.
Maybe a different shape.
Oh, I think that but then you can't call it Jenga anymore. Maybe that's how you break the monopoly and you get around it.
Could be.
Like, still has to be something that stacks, right?
Yeah.
So we're somewhat limited, but yeah, I would play that. I think that could be interesting. Something different. Maybe just Jenga, but with different themes, right? Right now, all the blocks are just like red and blue and yellow or whatever, right? So what about that? What about different theme ones?
Well, the center Jenga is just like the wooden blocks, right? So it's just that wood color. I think the big one, I mean, you can do a lot of things. You could write things on those blocks, so you can do like a game of rules. You pull a block and it tells you to do something.
Oh, so truth or dare Jenga, like a mix up.
I mean, you could make it a drinking game. Could be like, pass out 3 drinks to someone.
I would play that. We should do that. I think that sounds exciting.
Yeah, it sounds thrilling. Riveting.
Yeah. In the meantime, the players are slowly getting back to their seats, so we can move on into overtime.
Yes, and we mentioned it's Draken and Rez who have been, you know, top fragging for NiP. On the other side of things, it's Adren and Hobbit. 23 and 20 kills on Hobbit. There's also 20 on Mo. No one really lagging behind on either team. You know, Adren to Fitch, who's the bottom fragger on Gambit, is 23 kills to 18 kills. And then Get Right, Exist, and Forest all have 19 and 18 kills. So going into overtime, there's no one really lagging behind. It's just... It is kind of cool to see that Adren's still keeping up with his team in the fragging department after switching to in-game leader. That was the big question, and there's the op battle, and Mo's going to win it initially.
It looked like Draken had the idea, or maybe saw a pixel, but not this time. Gambit fighting to put us on a third map. NiP hoping they can close out this series right here and now. They really don't want to have to fight Gambit on train, and you can't blame them. There's Doja trying for the exact same thing. Last time he punished Draken pushing through the smoke like that, Rez was ready for it.
And that's just a little bit unfortunate. You have a 5-on-4. That next kill, the next battle selection from Gambit needs to be one where it's going to be traded. You always want to keep that man advantage, and they've just given one back. No one even prepared to punish Rez as he falls away out long. So 4-on-4 scenario. And Gambit, no presence over towards the B bomb site, so NiP is able to cheat a third player over towards A. One close bathrooms, Get Right in the bomb site. And that's going to be Exist, who's, I think, also pretty committed in the A bomb site.
We do have a smoke landing from Mo. And he's hoping that would bait some sort of reaction. A quick trade there as Rez goes down. It's still a 3-on-3, and the time here for Gambit, only 30 seconds. They're going to go and try and check the corner. Good spray from Exist, but it could have been a double even. Get Right, almost getting the kill. There's only 25 seconds left. The bomb has gone down. Get Right with one, and then the second, playing at the edge, making sure he stayed as safe as possible there. Very well done.
And great flashbang as well from Forest right at the end, popping it over, allowing Get Right to go for that secondary peek, making them feel uncomfortable, and Get Right's able to find Mo out in the open with the AWP. So great double kill from him. The other star, Forrest, got a lot of attention in the pregame, but Get Right's been playing pretty solid. He's had some very, very cool plays going on. That's huge. That's deja vu from the first, the cash overtime as well. Because in that one as well, there was the duel that Mo won with the AWP in the first round of OT. And then NiP won it anyways.
This is getting interesting. Double up now on the NiP team. A lot of grenades raining in there on the Swedes, and that's going to tag them up significantly. They've actually committed a lot into this early pressure here, and right now, Gambit, they're pretty unaffected by this whole thing. NiP might just have to give it up, having spent grenades, time, and also almost 100 damage combined between these two, so that's a bit scary.
Yeah, this pressure on long with the AWP is making you feel a bit uncomfortable. Tagged through the tree, they're going to spam him down. Reinforcements are there, but he misses that shot. He's got to hit it. He's got to hit one of those follow-ups, and he doesn't, and that's what happens. You devote so much to that, you stick around for far too long, and eventually it all collapses.
It's kind of, I guess it's one of those hard calls to make. Like once you're there, you feel like, well, we've got to sort of stick around, you know? And maybe it's time to just call it quits and say, listen, this isn't working out.
I mean, he held that pretty narrow angle for quite some time. I actually thought he should have just, you know, forgot about that and just fallen back at that point. But yeah, once he sticks around for like those 5-6 seconds, and then he can only make it back towards tree to fall away. That's where the tough decision comes in, right? Because you have the two teammates there, and they're the ones who have to make the tough call. They're the ones who have to say, yeah, we'll stick around and help him out instead of just abandoning him.
Get Right, trying to be the hero, and he gets shut down immediately. Did want to flash his way through the smoke and Exist on the other side. Again, because of the starting money that they have here, 16,000. They can sort of go for. I mean, 1-on-5 happens very rarely, but there's no economic downside to him doing this.
No, you might as well go for it. And that's one of the cool aspects of the 16K is that, you know, you do get a lot of, you do get a chance to make some miracle rounds because you don't have to be worried about the economy whatsoever. So he does have to pick it up, as he does have 5 kills to find, and he doesn't have a smoke, so it's not like he can just get lucky with the ninja. Although there's plenty of people who have kind of ran far away from the bomb. Fitch is all the way out of it. He's over towards the B site. Exist, he could actually do that? Nope. Gets taken down eventually.
Yes.
You start to believe when you see the dots on the minimap so far away from the bomb site.
Seemed a bit unnecessary for Gambit to be taking that risk, but
I think even Gambit's caught a little bit off guard by the 16K implications and everything, because normally, yeah, if there's 10K, it would make sense that you'd want to chase down the weapon and make it expensive, try and even just take something away, but you don't have to worry about that as CT with 16.
No, that's exactly right. Scoreline and once again tied up. Rez not welcome at all on that side. Another double up setup here for the NiP team. 3 men in B. Not really much of a setup. They're just sort of there. And again, get right. Actually, I think it was Forrest last time trying to push through, but they're going to get caught. So having 3 men in B, and then that's what you do?
Yeah, a little intriguing. Regardless.
You say intriguing. I was looking for a different word. I'm glad. Oh, but that's a nice shot. Taking down a Dren, who felt fairly safe coming in now. They're going to try and make their way through the Monster Tunnel. Sisters here. Spray comes in. Flashbang as well. And a great double kill here. That's very much worth it. Now is trouble in paradise here for Gambit. 2 versus 3. 50 seconds. They've got the bomb. They're not quite committed to the B bomb site, but going back to A now would just take a long time. Right,
and they also they have to throw caution to the wind if they're actually going to do this properly. There's only 40 seconds left. It's going to take some time to get to the bomb site from their position, and they can't clear anything. You don't have the time for it, so you just have to basically run the whole way.
It's like 20 seconds, 22 seconds, something if you run the short. If you run long, it's 30 or something. So, yeah, that's just a hell of a long time to get up to the bomb site. And wouldn't you know it, Draken is here, ready and waiting. 20 seconds. If they get the kill on him, this will have been worth it. Otherwise, it's not going to be working out. He misses the chance. He's got 40 health left, and he just has to buy time. Just wait for it. He goes for the peek, and Doja will drop him. Now there's 7 seconds left, and Gambit, such a huge risk, and it seems to have paid off. At least they've got the 2v2. They've got a chance here. Mo gets the kill on Rez, and running for the fire. Forest goes down. Gambit now up to 17 to the 16 of NiP. My God.
I don't know how they've done that all the way back. That seems so unlikely. Bailed out, I guess, by a miss from Drake, and if he gets even one of those shots, it's just almost impossible. But I think I saw, yeah, if you ran long, it was like 30-some seconds, 31 seconds to get all the way towards the A-bomb site. That's maybe cutting it very close, right?
Maybe 26 or 27 or something to run the short way around.
Now, to get to overtime, to get to 15 in regulation, NiP switched into the double up, and that seemed to solve the problems. That round, it hindered him a little bit, because Draken, if he has an M4, or if that's like Get Right in that position with an M4, he probably pushes up and feels a little bit more freedom to get aggressive. But with the AWP, you kind of want to stay a little bit closer to some cover. Yeah. You don't want to take that aggressive position. You don't want to put yourself out in the middle of nowhere. So Gambit didn't have to really, I mean, they did have to worry about it, but they didn't have to encounter any advanced position as they made their run back towards A.
And we probably have to criticize Draken a bit for going for that peak in the 1v2 with, what, 12 seconds or something, I think?
Yeah, or just missing.
Or missing, yeah. One or the other. But I mean, they have to get up and put the bomb down, right?
Yeah.
So chances are they're not going to chase you around the truck with 10 seconds left, so...
Well, I mean, the benefit of that is if you make them chase you, right? It puts them in such an awkward position that maybe your teammates are there in time to at least punish it. You know, they kind of have to put themselves out there to get that kill. Regardless, it's hard to keep your cool in the heat of a moment like that, to know just to say, okay, I'm just going to sit here and be bait for everyone else. It's hard as a player to make that call.
Right now, Gambit close to bringing us that third map. 17 to 16. Fitch and Mo have a bit of a setup here where Mo's supposed to distract them with the first AWP shot, and then Fitch is there to follow it up. Flashes in. Fitch is going to go for it behind. He peeks in, but Rez there to get the kill. So the timing, I mean, you can't really account for that, but it was off by a second.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, it's great theory crafting from Gambit. If that smoke plumes, Mo obviously throws the flashbang. If it doesn't, he uses the nade. Regardless, gets isolated. Now the hit is on, and there's everyone's here from Gambit. They just have to go through smokes, and they have to go through flashbangs. Exist is blind on the other side of it as well. Gambit has no idea what's happening.
No, confusion pretty much all around here on the CT side. Mo is in a 1 versus 4, and he's just got the 1 kill to make it a 1v3, but the bomb is down in front of him, and NiP are falling back, and they should not be fighting him at this point in time. Just stay the hell away. He's good enough that if you give him the chance here one at a time, he could still do it. It looks like he's realizing they're not going to give him any opportunities, and that should pretty much be the end.
Yeah, I guess even with 16K, I haven't really done the math. If the full up buys would eventually make you run out of money if you do it twice, but regardless.
It probably would be close, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think you'd be right on the edge. So 17-17. Scoreline is tied up once again. First team to 19 is what we're looking for in this format. But yeah, that was very confusing. There were a lot of flashbangs that rained in.
Just that one kill as well. It felt like NiP was going to like fall back off that. And then the wall of smokes that was set up was just Gambit. You could see they had no indication of how much was coming, of what was coming, and then they couldn't even get into the action even if they wanted to.
Trying the flashbang triggering the shot, but not quite hitting it this time around. With just the one AWP on Draken here, see if he can win the fight against Mo, who is currently at 26 kills. He's doing a remarkable job, but the fact that Rez and Draken are both 30 and 32 there, still, even in overtime, playing a really good role. Flashes in. It looked like that was a hit, but maybe in slow motion or the replay we could see how close that was. It does give some long control over to the NiP team here, and they're actually putting a lot of effort into this. 3 men.
I mean, this has been a plan of a lot of their T-sided tactics, even in regulation, was take this long control, use this smoke, and you really kind of use that as a point of leverage for all the strategy you want to run for the whole half. And this is ballsy. And actually, it almost catches them off guard, but no one peeking too slowly around that corner.
Just challenging the smoke over and long. Different ways that could have worked out badly for him, but it doesn't this time. And now NiP getting ready to split the bomb site. 3 from restrooms, 2 from long. And Fitch might be the first point of contact here. They're coming in from either sides. Draken goes down. Fitch will get the 1 kill, but Mo already with the double, looking for a triple. Dren instead. That's a nice turnaround, leaving Forest in a 1 versus 3. And he's going to get a stunning headshot, ridiculously taking down Mo. He's going to fake the bomb once and not got a chance here. Hobbit to fight him, 18-17.
That was a sick shot, though.
Yeah.
That was so nice from Force.
One of those things, right?
Yeah, I think NiP, I don't know if they kind of lost track of the timing of their smoke, but by the time they did eventually execute this, that smoke at the end of long was gone. That's where you see some of those early kills from Mo come out. So they weren't able to make as much progress on long to make that split too effective, especially with the Dren there to follow it up. So 18-17, Gambit 1 round away from bringing us to that 3rd map, bringing us to Train. Or can NiP bring us into double overtime?
There's definitely also a possibility. They've got everything they need. Good flashbang, actually. I like that. Going all over and helping the rest of the team get up with the stairwell. Very defensive setup here for Gambit. They're not taking many risks, and I guess their default's been working all right, that they can sort of justify doing this.
Yeah, they can. We'll have to see. I mean, the big thing that they have to worry about is are they still going to be using long? You know, that's kind of what they've wanted to do all along with this NiP squad, and if it hasn't worked these past couple or that last round, so they need to make sure they nail it this time, because Mo, if you missed just that 1 smoke just by a second, you kind of screw yourself against Mo.
Yeah, that'll give him too much of an opportunity, really. Again, Fitch is holding fairly close, and Adren and Mo behind him on the bomb site.
And Fitch is the pivot point here for Mo with the AWP. Fitch is playing so close up that, you know, this is where Mo, as long as Fitch is alive, Mo's free to kind of take those angles on both sides of that box to kind of rotate between which side of it he wants to fight on.
30 seconds, shot range through, almost gets it. The grenade follow-up from Adren. Gonna be able to take down Exist, and now Fitch coming through with a great double spray down. Another couple of kills, and this will be, and they handle simultaneously. And Gambit gonna put us onto map 3 here with an overtime win. Overtime on first map, overtime on second map.
What are we going to have on Train, Anders?
Who knows at this point? Surely it means map 3 is going to be absolutely amazing here. It is not even the last best of 3 of the evening. We've still got a whole game coming up, but this one is already looking very promising here between NiP and Gambit. Look at them. They don't look that excited. No,
they don't look happy at all. And I mean, they brought it close, and obviously they had that 1 map point, I think, right at the end of right, they went 15-14, and they end up losing that, which is a bit unfortunate for them, but certainly they should seem a little bit more animated than this, you would think.
Yeah, I think they probably feel like they could have done it. They feel like they had what it took to close that one out. It was getting close.
It was quite surprising. I didn't think that this matchup was going to be this much of like an op battle. I mean, I knew Mo was going to be there, but I didn't know like Draken was going to show up in the way. It felt very op heavy. Obviously, yeah. NiP, the adjustment into the double op is kind of what saved him to bring him into overtime.
Yeah.
So yeah.
A Train could get even worse in terms of warping.
Train could get weird.
Yeah, there could be even more of that. Mo versus Draken, Forest if he's going to come and help out. I'm excited for it. It's going to be the last map coming up between these two teams. Stay with us, and we will be right back after the break.